Greetings, fellow time travelers. Welcome back to Historia, where we uncover the hidden mysteries of lost civilizations and dive deep into the secrets that shaped our world. I'm your archaeological guide, ready to take you on another mind-bending journey through the corridors of time. Today's discovery will blow your mind. We're about to reveal the most extraordinary mummy finds in Egyptian history. Secrets that have been buried beneath the desert sands for over 4,000 years. Before we unveil these incredible mysteries, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss the ancient wonders we're about to explore. Discovery 2. The Queen Who Vanished, Hatshepsut's missing body. Now, let's talk about one of history's most powerful women and one of archaeology's greatest mysteries. Hatshepsut ruled Egypt for approximately 20 years during the New Kingdom. She wasn't just a ruler, she was a revolutionary. She constructed magnificent temples, established lucrative trade routes, and commanded respect in a male-dominated world.
But here's the puzzling question that baffled archaeologists for decades. When the legendary Howard Carter discovered her tomb in the Valley of the Kings, her sarcophagus was completely empty. Where was the body of this powerful queen? The plot thickens. Carter found 2 coffins in another tomb. One belonged to Hatshepsut's beloved nurse, but the other contained an unidentified woman. For years, this remained one of Egypt's most intriguing unsolved mysteries. Fast forward to 2006. A team of specialists decided to solve this ancient puzzle once and for all. They discovered a wooden box bearing Hatshepsut's name, and inside was a single molar tooth. Using cutting-edge forensic technology, they compared this tooth to a gap in the mysterious mummy's mouth. The result? A perfect match. After 3,000 years, the great Queen Hatshepsut had finally been identified. This discovery gave us unprecedented insights into the life, health, and death of one of history's most remarkable rulers.
Discovery 3. The pharaoh who got his own passport. Here's a story that will blow your mind. Ramesses II wasn't just any pharaoh, he was the pharaoh. Historians consider him the most powerful ruler in all of Egyptian history. And get this, he ruled for an incredible 66 years and lived past 90 years old. That's absolutely astounding, considering the time period and life expectancy of that era.
But here's something even more remarkable. Ramesses II allegedly fathered over 100 children. Now that's what we call a truly royal family. When this legendary pharaoh died, his body was originally buried in the Valley of the Kings. But tomb raiders attempted to steal the treasures from his final resting place. The officials of that time wouldn't allow it, so they moved his body to a secret location to keep it safe. Jump ahead to the 19th century. Ramesses' mummy was discovered along with other rulers and important officials. However, the mummy wasn't in great condition, so archaeologists decided to transport it to Paris for special conservation treatment. But here's where it gets absolutely fascinating. Egyptian law stated that bodies couldn't be transported internationally without proper documentation. The only solution? The Egyptian government issued Ramesses II his very own passport. His occupation was listed as king, and the document even included his photograph. Imagine going through customs as a 3,000-year-old pharaoh.
Discovery 4. Lady Dai, the mummy that defied death. Now let's travel beyond Egypt to ancient China, where one of the most perfectly preserved mummies in human history was discovered.
Lady Dai, not to be confused with any modern Lady Di, was found in an ornate tomb in 1971, and what archaeologists saw left them absolutely speechless. Unlike most ancient mummies, Lady Dai looked almost alive.
Thanks to the special conditions in her tomb, the precise humidity levels and complete lack of oxygen, her body was preserved in near-perfect condition. Her skin remained soft and supple. Her hair was impeccably intact, and her joints still retained flexibility after more than 2,000 years.
The museum that proudly displays her mummy also showcases luxurious objects buried alongside her. Exquisite dishes, musical instruments, and artifacts that paint a vivid picture of aristocratic life in ancient China.
Scientists investigated further and made another stunning discovery. Lady Dai died of a heart attack at approximately 50 years old. Even after 2 millennia, this remarkable woman continues to teach us about ancient Chinese medical knowledge and burial practices.
Discovery 5. Otzi the Iceman, Europe's frozen time capsule. Here's a discovery that changed everything we knew about Copper Age Europe.
In 1991, hikers in the Alps stumbled upon what Austrian authorities initially thought was a modern mountaineer. The body was so well preserved that it seemed impossible it could be ancient.
But scientific analysis revealed something incredible. This was a man from the Copper Age, discovered at a mountain pass over 3,000 meters above sea level. The extreme cold and ice had preserved him perfectly for over 5,000 years.
What we've learned from Otzi is absolutely mind-blowing. We now know he was a native of Central Europe who enjoyed eating meat. He suffered from arthritis, hardening of the arteries, and intestinal problems.
But here's the fascinating part. Evidence suggests he used acupuncture and medicinal herbs to treat these conditions, proving that ancient medicine was far more sophisticated than we imagined.
Even more intriguing, Otzi was incredibly skilled with tools. He sharpened his equipment just days before his untimely death. Was he expecting trouble or simply preparing for routine work? This mystery continues to puzzle researchers today.
Discovery 6. King Tutankhamun, the boy king who made mummies famous. No discussion of mummies would be complete without the most famous of them all. King Tutankhamun died at the tragically young age of 19, over 3,000 years ago. Yet his mummy remains the most recognizable in the entire world.
When his tomb was opened in 1922, the world went absolutely crazy. Why? Because unlike countless other royal tombs that had been plundered by grave robbers, Tutankhamun's burial chamber was still intact. Inside were incredibly luxurious coffins, including one made of solid gold that weighed over 200 pounds. But Tutankhamun's tomb didn't just offer us a glimpse into ancient Egyptian history. His mummy taught us invaluable lessons about life in his era. DNA analysis helped identify his parents and revealed that the young pharaoh suffered from a rare bone disorder that likely made walking difficult. This explains the numerous walking sticks found in his tomb. The discovery of King Tut sparked a worldwide fascination with ancient Egypt that continues to this day. Museums around the globe have hosted exhibitions of his treasures, drawing millions of visitors eager to connect with this ancient world.
Discovery 7. The Ginger Man, Egypt's natural mummy. Let me introduce you to one of the most fascinating mummies you'll ever hear about. The Ginger Man is like a time traveler from 5,000 years ago, who still looks incredible, with his distinctive ginger-colored hair and perfectly preserved fingernails. Discovered in Egypt, he's believed to be the oldest known naturally mummified body in existence. But here's what makes this discovery so revolutionary. This mummy predates the invention of artificial mummification. Before ancient Egyptians mastered the complex art of mummification, they placed bodies in deep graves in the hot, dry desert sand. The sand absorbed all moisture from the body, preventing bacteria from multiplying and naturally preserving the corpse.
Scientists aren't entirely certain whether this preservation was intentional or accidental. However, since the Ginger Man was buried with ceramic vessels, it's highly likely that whoever buried him understood at least some basic preservation techniques. Want to meet the Ginger Man in person? He's currently resting in the British Museum, where visitors from around the world come to marvel at this 5,000-year-old window into prehistoric Egypt.
Discovery 8. The Buddha statue with a secret. Here's a story that sounds like it's straight out of an adventure movie. A Dutch art collector purchased an Asian statue and ended up making one of the most shocking discoveries in archaeological history. Hidden inside the statue was an ancient mummy. Unfortunately, the body was too fragile to remove, so it remains encased within the statue to this day. But here's what makes this absolutely fascinating. This mummy is over 1,000 years old and was exposed for 200 years before being sealed inside the statue. When scientists performed a CT scan, they discovered something incredible. The mummy was stuffed with pieces of paper covered in writing. Experts believe this individual may have performed something called self-mummification, an intensely rigorous process requiring a special diet and drinking tea that made the body less susceptible to bacterial decay. Only a very few people could endure this ritual, and those who succeeded were deeply respected and venerated. This discovery opened our eyes to ancient Buddhist practices that we're only beginning to understand.
Discovery 9. Nefertiti, the beautiful mystery that still eludes us. No other Egyptian queen has puzzled scientists and historians quite like the stunning Nefertiti. Based on her statues, she was renowned for her slender neck, large eyes, and high cheekbones. Her name translates to the beautiful woman has arrived. Talk about living up to your name. Although she wasn't a pharaoh herself, Nefertiti managed to leave a lasting impression on history. Written records suggest that as wife and queen, she played an incredibly influential role in governing